Good morning to all of you students. Here we try to understand what is square and what is square root. Here firstly we try to understand what is square. When we multiplied by any given number two times and get product, that product is called the square of the given number. For an example, here we take an example 11 square. That means here we multiplied by 11 two times. That means we write here 11 into 11 and get product. The product is here we multiplied by 121. If we take another example, here suppose that number is 15. We find the square of 15. That means we multiplied by 2 times. That means here 15 into 15. Here when we multiplied by 15 into 15, we get here number is 225. It is clear that means when we find the square of 11 square, that means we multiplied by 2 times. That means 11 into 11 and get product. That product is called the square of the given number. That means we say that what is the square of 11? We say that square of 11 is 121. What is the square of 15? That means here square of 15 is equal to 225. It is clear that here we try to understand what is square's root. We firstly we find the prime factorization of the given number and take pair of the numbers, and we take only one number of the pair and multiplied them and find out the product. That product is called the square root of the given number. All of you got it? That means when we multiplied by the number, for example here square root of 121, that means here we get 11. But question is how to find what is square root of the any number. Here we try to understand some rules here. When we multiplied by 0, that means 0 into 0, that means 0 in pair, that means 0 in pair. In pair. It is clear that in pair, when we find the square of 1, square of 1 is equal to 1 and square of 2 is equal to 4 and square of 3 is equal to 9, square of 4 is equal to 16, square of 5 is equal to, that means 25, square of 6 is equal to 36, 7 square is 49, 8 square is 64, 9 square is 81. Here we write the square of 0 to 9, that means 0 square is 0, 0 in always pair, 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 5 square is 25, 6 square is 36, 7 square is 49, 8 square is 64, 9 square is 81. It is clear that observe the ones places number in each number. Here observe the ones places number. If we observe 0, that means here we get 0, that means 0 in pair. In pair, here when we observe 1, here we get for 1, here for 0 and here for 1. Here observe the number 1 is here and 1 is here. That means when the last digit of any number 1 and 9, the last digit of number is 1 or 9. That means 1 and 9. For When we observe the number 2, anywhere 2, when you observe here anywhere 2, no, that means we say that in 2, when the last digit of 2, that number is not a perfect square, so we do not find the perfect square of any number. That means we say that 2 is not a perfect square when the unit places. That means when we observe number 3, here not 3, and here we find next number is 4. When we observe 4 anywhere, yes, here we get square of 2 is 4, and here we get square of anywhere 4, yes. When we square of it, we get 4. That means for 4, here we get 2 and 8. And observe next number is 5. Here for 5, here observe the number only 5. That means here we take an example, here 5 for only 5. It is clear that when we observe the number anywhere 6, yes, when we find the square of 4, we get 16. That means here 6. And when we square up 6 square, we get 6. That means 36. Here unit place is 6 and here unit place is 6. So we say that for 6, we get the number here one's place is 4 or 6. It is clear that when we observe anywhere 7, no, here 1 4 6 9 5 6 9 4 1, no, anywhere no 7. That means 7 is when the number once places 7, that number is not a perfect square, so we do not find the whole numbers or natural number. Here for 7, no, and here observe the anywhere 8, no, so we write here no. That means observe the number anywhere 9, yes, here when we find the square of 3, we get 9. When we find the square of 7, we get 9. Also observe here 9. So we say that for 9, we get the number 3 or 7. When we observe the number, all numbers are in. That means here observe the number when the unit places of any number 2, 3, 7 or 8, that number is not a perfect square. When the number of anywhere places unit place and tens place are here for 0 only 0 in pair, that number is a perfect square. When the number is 1, for 1, we get here only 1 or 9. Here for 4, observe the number, here we get 2 or 8. For 5, here only we get 5. And for 6, here we get 4 or 6. Here for 9, we get 3 or 7. It is clear that all of you got it? Here we take an example how to find the square root of any number. Here we take an example and try to understand. Here suppose that, can we erase it? Yes, here we erase the number and try to understand. Suppose that here number is a 676. Find the square root of 676. How to find it quickly? Here observe the number 676. When we observe the number 6, for 6 here we write 4 or 6. So we here possible number, two possible numbers 4 or 6. It is clear that, and we draw line of the number 2 and observe the remaining number. Here remaining number is 6 and think the number which number is square near about 6 or equal to 6. or less than 6. That means when the number, if we observe the number 1 square is 1 and 2 square is 4 and 3 square is 9, that is bigger than the 6. So we do not take where that number is less than, so we take here 2. And what comes after 2? Observe the number, what comes after 2? Comes after 2, 3. So we multiplied by 3 and get multiplied. Here 2 3 is 6 and observe the number. That number is equal to the number. So we take the bigger number. Here are only 3 conditions. If the number is greater than the number, we take greater than number. If that number is equal to, we take greater than number. If that number is less than, we take number is less than number. Here we try to understand. Here we take 2 and that number is 6. That means the square root of 676 is 26. It is clear that here we take another example and try to understand how to find the square root of any number quickly. For example, 1024. How to find the square root of 1024? Observe the number here 4. Unit place is 4. When we observe for 4, here 2 possible number, that means here 2 and write 8. It is clear that here are 2 possible numbers, so we write 2 possible numbers and check the number. Here we draw a line, 2 number, and observe 10. Which number is square near about 10 or less than 10? That means when we observe 1 square is 1, that is less than. 2 square is 4, that is less than 10. 3 square is 9, that is less than 10. 4 square is 16, that 16 is greater than 10. So we take the number here 9, that means 3 square, so we take here 3. It is clear that, and then we take the number here. Next number, what the number? Next number is 4 and multiplied by 3 4s are 12 and comparison the number 10. 10 is less than 12. 10 is less than 12. So we take the smallest number. So we take the smallest number. That means unit place is 2 and tens place is 3. That means here we write 3 and 2. That is the square root of the given number. That means 1024. Here we say that square root of 1024, that is equal to 32. It is clear that. Thank you, class.